Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate it. I have a speech prepared, not necessarily a speech, but a statement prepared on behalf of my sister and my brother-in-law, Tony Robinson Sr. and Andrea Irwin. So bear with me as I read off of my device. Okay. I know that there are many questions people want and need answered, so I wanted to make a brief statement in regards to my nephew, Tony Terrell Robinson Jr., and on behalf of my sister, Andrea Irwin, and his father, Tony Robinson Sr. First of all, I, along with my family, as you see, we are so grateful for the support that Tony has received. It's truly humbling to know that people knew the type of person that my nephew was, and they don't judge him based on the things that have been circulating around, much of which is misinformation. And it's really humbling, and it means a lot during these times. I want everybody, and I encourage everybody to show support regardless of race, because this is truly a universal issue. Everybody should be able to relate to this issue, and that's why it's so important that we have this support. Tony's racial ambiguity reinforces the fact that America's racial lines are completely and 100% blurred. My sister is a white mother of a black children who have white and black relatives. We are all multiple races, and we each have our own complex heritage. There's no way you can look at me, there's no way you can look at Tony or any of my nephews and to be able to determine 100% what we are in terms of our heritage and our ethnicity. This is a bigger issue than Tony. This highlights a universal problem with law enforcement and how its procedures have been carried out, especially in light of what's happened over the summertime and many of the events that we've witnessed circulating around the news. And specifically as it pertains to the systematic targeting of young black males. My family grew up here in Madison. I grew up down the street on North Ingersoll Street. I lived on Dayton Street. I lived on Willie Street at different points in my life. My mom has been a resident of the East Side virtually ever since I can remember being in Madison. And honestly, it's so hard to come to grips with the fact that my nephew was killed in an area that we have been such a big part of, and that means so much to us. Wisconsin in general, but particularly the East Side. Everybody from here, we knows what Willie Street is. We know what Willie Street is and what it means to us. And this is supposed to be a very liberal area, if not the most liberal area of Madison, Wisconsin. So, fellow Madisonians, our hands are stained with the blood of my nephew, and we are all left to deal with the aftermath. He belongs now to everyone, and that's something that we've had to accept. He is now a champion of progress. Law enforcement, I want to make this clear, law enforcement is necessary. In most cases, their efforts are very heroic, and we don't doubt that at all. I implore you all to support as much as possible, but my family asks for privacy. Privacy, especially from the media. There will be a time to address all the questions that needed answers, that need and demand answers. But for now, we ask the privacy needed to grieve the loss of a true staple of our family. There's one issue that my sister wants to be put to rest. Tony Robinson Jr. is not a father of any child, nor has he ever been involved in any paternity suit. I emphasize the word junior. The circulation of false information is hurtful, and I ask that we all just hesitate to speak on anything until the facts have been made clear. This needs to be heard. I need everybody to hashtag Tony Robinson. Spread the word. Let's get justice for everyone who fell through the cracks of the justice system, because something needs to change. And at this point, it's obvious, like I said, it's so hard for us to let go of Tony because he meant so much to us. And even now, I almost feel stoic in my demeanor here, being in the same spot that my nephew was murdered. I'm 5 years older than him. He's more like a little brother. I had to learn how to be a nephew. So with that being said, I just encourage everybody to support as much as possible. Hashtag Tony Robinson, hashtag Justice for Tony, FOR for Tony. There's a Facebook page. I know there's a lot of independent organizations doing a lot to bring awareness and support, and we want to know that we appreciate you. We truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Anything that we can do to bring awareness, because we are completely unbiased in this. Yes, Tony was a loved one of ours, and we will miss him, and there's nothing that we can do to bring him back. But we want to know the facts of the matter and nothing else.